Okay, now let's look how we can make multimedia web pages in Adobe Express. This is a great way to show learning content where you might have a lot of visual material, some videos, active links, as well as your text. And you can also use it for students to make their own multimedia portfolios if they want to include their photos and videos as part of their assessments. So an example is this page here that I've put together to create a bit of a more engaging way of learning about vocational education, where we can talk about ASQA, we can have some links through that students will go through along the way. There's a few little graphics that I've put together to help explain what ASQA does. And again, using lots of images and spacing to give breathing room to the information so it's not super text heavy. As you can see, there's lots of images here and links, but I can also add in videos as well. So let's give it a go. Again, we're going to go to the top. We're going to go to the blue plus button and scroll to where we have web page. And again, we've got a little plus button here. It's just going to keep prompting us to add more content as we scroll down. So we can quickly type in here. I can add a photo. So here I'm just using the stock photography, but of course you can be adding your own photos into this, and particularly if it is a portfolio, you want to be taking lots of photos of the work that you've made and put it in there. So every time you click the plus button, you'll be able to add text, images, videos, links. If I could choose text, I'll be going and putting in that heading. But it's pretty boring at the moment. I just need to click on the text and then I've got the options to turn it into heading 1, heading 2, different formats. I can of course be making things, I've got to actually have it selected to make it bold or italic, links, and of course alignment. So all the basic functions are there, and Adobe is going to control the spacing a little bit, which is going to give it room to breathe. It's not going to overcrowd the information, and it can sometimes stop you from making bad design decisions because we all can tend to overload and overcrowd things. Let's again click our other plus button down below, and when we add in a photo, again we can upload it from the device or add in another image here. And you can choose what kind of display mode you want for this photo. So if it's just standalone, if it's going to fill this whole screen, and I'll be able to add a heading here. There we go. Or I can choose a window. I like to use the window function as a little bit of breathing space between chunks of content, or whether it goes the full width. Lots of ways that we can do it. We can move that up or down in the arrangement. Let's just make it an inline photo for now. The other thing that I'll show you is you can add photo grids where you want more than one photo, and then they will kind of open up as a slideshow. So there's the glide show function, which if I go to an example, I've done one here for high impact teaching strategies. You choose a series of images that might be representing the kind of content you're talking about, and you can have your text gliding over that as you scroll over. You can also be adding little chunks of video and images as well into that side section, but we can go through, you can stop in the middle, and you've got that big image that sets the scene for what is this concept about. Great. The other one that I really like using is the split layout. And so when you click split layout, it means that you can have an image on one side and then your kind of text and information on the other. It just means you've got that really dominant visual there right next to the content. You can always in here be adding lots of different dynamic content there right next to the video. If you want to switch sides, you can always just click that button, and I can also delete that split layout if I don't want it anymore. Great, and then you can just build out your text and images and links and video through this in a way that is going to be nicely designed and nicely spaced out. So one feature that I really like about these web pages is that they will reformat themselves to suit the device that you're viewing it on. So if I choose to open this on a mobile phone, it'll still have the font at a reasonable size so I can actually read through it. It'll resize the images so that it all fits, and students aren't then struggling to kind of zoom into small text on their phones. If I want to share this page once I've saved it, I go up to the top. You need to publish it first. This is important. You need to click publish. It's going to save all the details. And I can create the link. And then there's a few things I can do there. I can copy that link, or I can use the embed code here. So I can copy the embed code, and that will let me embed it into an eLearn page as well. Okay, so once I've published this website, it's here at this link, but I want to actually save like a file version so that I can have it on record. And also, if my students are going to be making their projects here, I need them to be able to save an actual file. So I'm going to go to the browser menu up the top, the three little dots up there. And if I go to print, under destination, you'll either get the option to print it off using a printer, but I'm going to go to save as PDF. And here it's now created that into just an A4 document version. So then I've got all the info there. It's not looking quite as pretty as the website, but at least we have a record. Great. So there you go. That's a pretty quick and easy way to create a very visual multimedia resource or an assessment portfolio.